Just north of downtown LA, we're live from beautiful Dodger Stadium. It's Game 6 of this year's Fall Classic between the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Dan, obviously, a lot of things still up in the air as we get ready for Game 6.
It's been a tight series so far, which we kind of expected when we started, but now it's backs up against the wall time. The series has shifted locations, and now these guys need to win the final 2 games at home to win it. This crowd should certainly help, but they've still got a tough task at hand.
The build-up to this one is just about over. It's time for all the drama of World Series baseball on the show. And we'll have it for you next. Clayton Kershaw will look to keep their World Series hopes alive on the mound. What's your take on him, Dan?
Yeah, Matt, his last start wasn't a particularly good one. Lasted 5 innings and ended up taking the loss. He's a much better pitcher than that, and I think he's looking to at least, hopefully, pitch into the 6th or 7th inning in this one.
Now here's the first offering. DJ LeMahieu is in to start things off here as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
First pitch, 7:07.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Then the leadoff man is gone to start the evening.
Batting second.
No one on with 1 down, and that'll bring up the switch hitter Aaron Hicks. Here's the first pitch to him. Now a swing and a miss. Took something off that one, and it's strike 1. Not a bad night to bring the parka along. 54 degrees at game time. The windup and the 0-1. Below the zone, a swing and a miss. So let's take a look at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Joe McDonald.
Hey, Joe McDonald, he's a tough guy to figure out sometimes, D-Row. 1 inning, he'll be given that inside corner. The next inning, he doesn't give much of that inside corner. His zone fluctuates a lot.
You know, Dan, you could see some definite confusion on the face of some hitters today. Questioning in the strike zone. One pitch is a strike on the outer half. The next time it's a ball. Kind of a little cat and mouse with the umpire when you should be focused on the pitcher.
Next up will be Gleyber Torres. His lifetime numbers against Kershaw. He's hitless in 3 at-bats. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. And it's fouled away. Now a swing and a ground ball, and this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single. He'll get it into second. The tag, and they'll get him at second, and with that, the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Bombers. The Dodgers coming up, and we are scoreless. Luis Severino gets the ball with a world championship on the line. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Luis Severino is a front-of-the-rotation guy. Big power fastball, the right assortment of off-speed pitches to go along with it. The question about Luis Severino is health, and when he's healthy, he's as good as any right-hander in the game.
And now here is David Fletcher. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. 2-0.
He may be down 2-0 after those first two pitches in this AB, but those are pitches he can feel pretty good about. They did miss by a whole lot, so it's not like he's all over the place.
And oh dear, that caught him full bore on the mound as it ricochets back toward the plate. He's safe. A great recovery, but he couldn't get it there in time.
And Benintendi.
The left-handed hitting Andrew Benintendi stands in as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball one. Lays off again, and it's 2-0.
Well, I'll tell you, he doesn't look very comfortable on this mound right now. This mound isn't the same one that he pitches at home. I know they all look the same, but they're not all the same.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
This inning hasn't started ideally for him on the mound, but here on 3-0, you have to have the mentality that you're only a strike and or a ground ball double play away from getting back on track.
Three and one to the Dodgers left fielder.
Hey guys, that fastball just registered 97 miles an hour. On a night like tonight where it's super cold out, if you don't get to head to that baseball right there and you get jammed, it's almost like getting stung by a pack of wasps.
And he misses there for ball four, so runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
So now here is Mookie Betts looking to put them ahead early with this at-bat. He's set, and the pitch. That one's going to find the seats. Strike one. Fletcher at second. Benintendi at first with no outs. 2-1 now to Mookie.
A time to start making some quality pitches. He finds himself in a tough spot behind an account with guys on base.
Hitters count now. Here's the 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed for the first down. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
Cody Bellinger at the plate now as he'll take a look at ball one. Two balls and no strikes. The count to the Dodgers center fielder.
Clearly working the bottom of the zone, trying to get a ground ball for a double play.
Runners are at first and second with one away. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
He's set. Here's the 3-0. Hits it high and deep out to center field. Looking up is Hicks. And this ball is gone. No chance to make a play on that one. So a 3-run blast to deep center here, and the Dodgers have now taken a 3-0 lead.
Well, people always wonder why some players make so much money, and there's your answer. The great ones find a way to rise to the occasion in the postseason, and he did right there.
Here now is Will Smith.
The catcher.
As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hey, I love that pitch right there. Better execution after just giving up an extra base hit.
And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now.
This is why you pay the price of admission right here. Power on power. My money's on the pitcher.
Another 1-2 delivery. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away.
Boy, there's nothing better from a pitcher standpoint than watching that high fastball, a high piece of cheese, swung at and missed. That pitch looks so inviting to hit, but it's awfully tough to put in play.
And that'll bring up the versatile Max Muncy, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
I think this inning could have far-reaching effects in this game. They're really making him work, and unless he dials it in, it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
23 pitches already here in the first inning. 1-1 to the Dodgers' first baseman. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact.
Well, I think he just kind of lost focus on the mound right there. It's clearly not going his way, and he's thinking more about that than the task at hand. And right now, he needs to think about this hitter.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fouled away. 3 runs already home here. And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. But the Dodgers strike for 3, all courtesy of the 3-run home run. We'll head to the top of the second. It's now 3-0 Los Angeles. New inning set to get underway, and that'll bring up the former American League Rookie of the Year, Big Aaron Judge.
Hey, Matty, they need to get some offense going in this one. Getting a run back in this inning, give them a little bit of confidence that they can keep up in this game.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. And he's way off balance with the swing there.
Love the early lead, but this game is far from over. Got to stay on top of what you're trying to do out there and execute pitches.
Good hard slider there, but it runs away. It's a ball and a strike. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Aaron Judge.
He's gone to the well with that pitch 3 times in a row. I'm interested to see if he changes it up right here.
1-2 pitch is a bit high, and he's back to even at 2-2.
I know he missed with a fastball right there, but this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying to do. He's got a lot of different directions he could go in right here.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
That is
Giancarlo Stanton now. First pitch of the AB on its way. And he gets the call that time for strike number one. Oh, 2 now as a curveball drops in there for a strike.
Boy, so far early into this one, this guy's pitching really well, and I'm a big believer in body language. He's getting the ball, he's working really quick, keeping the ball down in the zone, and if you take a look at this guy so far early on, a lot of positive signs. He looks like he brought his good stuff in this one.
And he got him. And with 2 away now, let's take another look at our playoff brackets. And of course, the question on everybody's mind, will we crown a champion here tonight? So now into the box is Luke Voigt, trying to avoid becoming the 3rd strikeout victim of the inning here. First pitch on the way.
Ball 1. Count
1-0. Good fastball as he gets the swing and a miss.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
Now the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and that's strike 2.
He's 1 pitch away from striking out the side, but even more than that, to throw a donut up after your offense put up some runs, I can't tell you what that means to the boys in the dugout.
And that misses 2-2. And Kershaw can't find the target there as he's run it as far as it can go now. It's 3-2.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Lifted down the line in left. But this will wind up being a foul ball. He'll try it again, 3-2. On the 8th pitch of the at-bat is the one that finally does it as he wears him down and the inning is over. So the Yanks go 1-2-3. They trail in this one 3-0. Last half of the second set to go, and that'll give way to the third baseman, Edwin Rios.
Edwin Rios.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. The windup and the 0-1.
Nope. That's it now.
Now a swing and a miss as he picks up another one. Make it 4 strikeouts already, and there's your first out.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
Next at the plate will be Corey Seager, as he will take a look at strike 1 on a fastball right down the pipe. Now the 0-1. Went after the high one there. A swing and a miss.
He is in complete command out on the mound today. He's got all four corners locked in, and now he's raising eye levels to boot.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled off. 1 out, nobody on. And he fouls this one off. Did well just to make contact there as he spoils off a good changeup. The pitch. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Under it now is Stanton to make the catch, and there are 2 away now.
Batting ninth.
Next to hit will be the pitcher, Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And it's fouled away. Had him fooled as this is popped up back behind short. Urshela has got it, and the side is retired. Dodgers down in order. They lead it 3-0. That'll bring in Giovanni Urshela. 7-8-9, bottom of the order set to go here in the 3rd. First offering on its way.
The offense better get it going right here, because they certainly can tell from their dugout this guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
Urshela is most often considered a third baseman, but he's actually playing shortstop for his club in this one.
Yeah, this would usually scare me a little bit. Third base being such a reactionary position, and then go.
Oh, and meanwhile, this pitch rides too far in and winds up hitting him.
Man, that is the Cardinals' sin for any pitcher, and you never expect a guy of this caliber to make that mistake. Had the hitter down 0-2 and let him off the hook by plunking him. He'll be talking to himself about that one.
Next to hit is Gary Sanchez. First pitch of the AB now. The 1-0 is a fastball that misses.
If you're going to have any chance against a good pitcher, you got to find yourself in some great counts, and he certainly worked himself into a nice 2-0 count right here.
From the belt, the pitch. This one's down to third. Fielded cleanly. There's one. Over to Muncy, and they double him up.
Batting ninth. The pitcher, number 40, Luis Severino.
So base is empty now after the double play, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Luis Severino. First delivery to him. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Can't fall behind against the pitcher. Need to minimize pitch count against the easy outs, and this is certainly one of them.
And there's the first strike, 2-1.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
High and deep down the left field line. But this is just going to wind up being a foul ball.
Just not able to let that breaking ball travel enough right there. You could see his eyes light up when that popped out of the pitcher's hands, and he just hooked it foul.
2 out, nobody on. Here's one that misses inside, and the count's run full now, 3-2.
I know he buried that slider in right there, but that's a dangerous pitch. If he doesn't pot commit and bury that inside, it leaks out over the plate. He can get hurt with that pitch.
This is skied into short left center. And Benintendi's got it to end the inning. Down in order go the Yankees. Still down 3-0. Bottom of the third now, and set to go is the second baseman, David Fletcher.
Second baseman, David Fletcher.
And now the first pitch.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
And he popped him up. Urshela onto the grass. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
And that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Andrew Benintendi. Worked a walk in his first plate appearance. Fouled away.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Now another 0-2. And this is swung on and missed. His 5th strikeout already, and there are 2 gone in the inning.
Now batting.
Bases empty, 2 away. And up next, one of the terrific talents in the game, Mookie Betts. First pitch on its way. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1.
Hey, he's done an amazing job of settling down. 2 innings ago, I thought they were going to run him out of here. But now he's close to posting 2 shutout innings as a response.
And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Swing and a liner. And that'll split the gap as it should be extra bases. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
As we take a look at the replay here, you can see that it was a hanging changeup. Nice job of staying back on it, and he's able to tattoo it for a double. And you know, if that pitch would have been out of here, he hit it right on the screws.
Cody Bellinger at the plate now, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. Another RBI spot for him. He's already got 3 in the game. That's wide, 2-0.
I wonder if that homer rattled him a little bit. He's certainly a little bit more cautious against him this time around.
Two 2-0 count, the pitch. Betts at second with 2 down. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
They know the threat this guy poses at the plate. I know it's a 3-1 in this situation right here, but I cannot believe for the life of me this pitcher is going to come anywhere near the middle of the zone.
And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first 3 innings.
When a guy homers off you early in the
Now
game,
batting,
the last
pitcher.
thing you want to do is challenge him and maybe have him do it again. He was a lot more careful with him there.
Stepping up is Will Smith. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Fouled off.
After the walk and with runners on the bags, he couldn't afford to fall behind here. Nice job of jumping ahead with strike 1.
The 0-1. Popped up. Voit shading to his right. He handles it easily, and the inning is over. Dodgers strand a couple, but they lead it 3-0. So the lineup flips over, and digging in, DJ LeMahieu. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, always frustrating to go down looking. Everybody does it, though. You'll have a few ABs where you get completely fooled. Look for him to be on the attack early in the at-bat.
And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now.
I'd be real surprised if he goes back out away there on the mound. This is a count for a fastball challenge, and we'll see if he's ready for it in the box.
The 2-0.
I love that pitch right there. An aggressive fastball that catches the corner. The hitter knew it was coming and still couldn't do anything with it.
The 2-1. Misses off the plate.
Hey, throwing the ball great up until this point. Don't want to allow a leadoff walk. Needs to just focus in on his mechanics right here.
Ground ball sent back up the middle, and a base hit, so early trouble to lead off the inning.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
At the plate now, Aaron Hicks.
And he puts it on the ground to second.
To second for 1. On to first, and it's a double play. The second they've hit into in these first 4 innings, and there are 2 away now.
Boy, that's about as easy as it comes. A chopper, 2-hopper turns into a tailor-made 4-6-3 double play.
And that'll bring up Gleyber Torres, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He was cut down at second, attempting to stretch a base hit his first time through. The 1-0 is offered at and missed for the first strike.
Nice adjustment out on the mound. Overthrew the first one a little bit, but got on top and let that ball rip right out in front of him.
The 1-1 home. Waves and misses for strike number 2. 2 out, nobody on. Tried to hold up there. Appeal down to first, and no swing. It's ball 2. into the corner and slicing foul.
He's got a good feel for his off-speed pitches second time through the order, and we just saw 3 in a row.
Lifted in the air out to right. On the move is Betts. He can't get there, so the inning will continue. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
I got to be honest, I'm shocked he went back to this pitch again. First one, he was on it and fouled it off. Second one, he did not miss.
And that'll bring up Aaron Judge as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Not close. It's 2-0.
Now you can see he's working around this guy right here. Why not? First base is open. Walk wouldn't be the worst thing in this spot.
Swung on, missed. 2-1.
That's an impressive pitch right there. If you're willing to throw a changeup on 2-0, that tells me that's a pitch you feel really confident with.
Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. And they'll back him off a bit with a fastball in, but it's 3-1 now. Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike. The 3-2 pitch. And that misses. Ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
Well, that was a slider in a 3-2 count, and it just didn't tempt him enough to get a good swing. A good job of pitch recognition and knowing the strike zone to draw the free pass there.
Now at the plate is Giancarlo Stanton. Struck out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Got to find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. First pitch fastball swung on and missed. 0-1. Torres on second. Judge at first. 2 out in the inning. Off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now it's swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2.
I wouldn't be surprised if he uses aggressiveness against him right here. If you're going to get a swing outside the zone 1-1, might as well fish a little bit further.
A swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. Yanks strand a pair. They trail it here 3-0. just about set to go for the last of the fourth. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, during the break, I caught up with Dave Roberts, the Dodgers skipper, about his lineup's performance so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've been able to push across 3 runs to this point, but they've also made the opposition work extremely hard. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and they think they're going to have a good opportunity to push across a lot more runs as he tires or as they get into that bullpen.
All right, thanks, Heidi.
Leading up for the Dodgers.
Ready to go in the
first
bottom of the
baseman.
fourth. And digging in is the big-time power threat, Max Muncy. And now the first pitch.
Ball.
And this is a called strike at the letters. Looked like ball 3, but make it 2-1 instead. Swung on and missed, and it's even at 2-2.
When a pitcher puts you in the proverbial rocking chair like he's doing right now, you have to take a deep breath. You can't start trying to guess along with him. Trust your fundamentals and stay on that fastball.
Got him to go down swinging there. Max Muncy becomes the first out in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Rio.
Digging in will be Edwin Rios. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Swing and a liner. On to first, and there were 2 down.
The batter, number
Plate here is Corey Seager. He flew out in his last AB.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
Ball 1 to start the at-bat. 3 runs, 3 hits. No errors for the Dodgers thus far. Well above the letters with the fastball that time.
Maybe a bit of an overthrow there, guys. May have let that front side open up a little early to try to hump up on a fastball and sailed on it.
2-1 the count. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2. Gets him looking at the knees for the strikeout. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. But they're on top by a count of 3-0. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Yankees manager Aaron Boone during the break about the team's offensive performance so far. And he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. A lot of their outs have come from weak contact and strikeouts as a result of chasing pitches outside the strike zone. He said it's going to be extremely important for them going forward to be more selective with their swings and force the opposition to throw more strikes.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. And now, Luke Voigt. He'll be the one to start things here against Clayton Kershaw. First offering on its way.
Hey, this isn't exactly the way you'd like to draw it up. Not throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, but the bottom line is he's getting outs.
High in the air down the right field line. And that will end up a foul ball.
There's another pitch for a strike, and this guy's really attacking hitters well tonight, being aggressive early on. And if he continues to throw strikes like he is, he's going to have a pretty good night.
Trying to send him packing for the second time. Swing and a miss, and he'll start the fifth the same way he ended the fourth, with a punch-out, 1 away.
Wow, that's one of the toughest pitches in baseball to hit, right? That good straight changeup, El Cambio. There's not much you can do with that. You're going off of that arm speed, and the ball, it just doesn't get there.
In now, Gio Urshela. Popped him up. Muncy waits on it, and he makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting.
So the bases are empty here with 2 gone. And the next to bat, the Dominican-born catcher, Gary Sanchez. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1.
Hey, I can understand this batter's frustration right here. He's trying to be aggressive and get something going for his team. They are getting shut out in the 5th inning, but that's exactly why they're getting shut out. You need to keyhole and stay on the attack and make this pitcher come in the middle of the plate.
Hard liner to center field, and no trouble for him as he makes the catch to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Bombers. They trail in this one 3-0. So here now is the pitcher, Clayton Kershaw. He'll look to light a spark under this lineup that hasn't found the scoreboard since back in the 1st inning.
Yeah, and for me, the story has been the starting pitching they faced. It's been very difficult to rebound and, quite frankly, dominate after getting roughed up a bit in the 1st inning of a start. So I'll give him a lot of credit for what he's been able to do.
Now here's the pitch. Windup and the 0-1. Had him fooled that time as this is tapped right out in front of Kershaw. And that's the first out. Digging in will be David Fletcher. It was a fly out for him in his last trip. Here's the first pitch. And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. Had him lunging at that pitch away, and it's 1-1 now.
Hey, that was a nasty pitch right there. Ton of rotation on that ball. You could almost see the red dot from up here. Nasty depth.
Well, he squares up the slider that time, and it's into left center for a base hit.
Hey, this guy's having a big series in the postseason. It looks like to me that the moment isn't too big for him. He's slowing the game down. He looks terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. Postseason monster right here, having a huge series. Any big leaguer can have their moment mid-May, but to do it when it gets cold outside means everything.
Into the box now, Andrew Benintendi. As he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. Just off the outside as he can't catch the corner.
You can really tell about how effective this guy's going to be when guys are swinging at that changeup. So far in this one, they've been real smart to let it go.
The 1-1. The bouncer to the left side. A dive, and he knocks it down. And the recovery throw is too late, and there are 2 on with 1 away now. Here comes the Yankee skipper on his way to the mound, and he's looking to the bullpen here, so it would appear that's all for his starter tonight. So he'll make his way to the dugout after working just 4 1/3, and he just didn't have his best stuff in this one. Davy Garcia takes the mound to try to get out of this mess. There are 2 on with only 1 away. Mookie Betts will be his first assignment here as he'll face him with runners at first and second and 1 gone. He's set. Here it comes. Garcia typically throws a lot of strikes coming in out of the bullpen, resulting in low walk totals, although he has been snake bitten by the home run ball at times in the past.
One of the keys for this guy, Matt, is not being afraid to attack the strike zone. With that said, he is prone to giving up the home runs. I think one of the cause of that, Matty B, he leaves a lot of pitches up in the strike zone. He needs to be down in the zone when he's effective.
A ball and 2 strikes now. The 1-2 is laid off for ball 2.
Number 3 hole hitter up right now. Cleanup guy on deck. 2 ball, 2 strike count. I think pitcher wants to make something happen right here.
Working for the punch out and the offering. Oh, and there's the good curveball as he set down on strikes for the 2nd time here tonight.
The center fielder, number 34.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Cody Bellinger. He launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Fletcher over at second. Benintendi on at first with 2 down. And another foul ball. A ball and 2 strikes now.
Hey, this is a big pitch right here. Can't allow them to tack on any more runs. Let's see if he attacks his zone or buries something in the dirt.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Now 2-2. This is the pitch where you want to attack the zone. If you go 3-2, then you put the runners in motion.
As a look, now the pitch.
Wow, this is a pretty good at bat right here. From down in the count 0-2 to work the count back to 3-2. And he's seen a lot of pitches, too.
Full count still. Not fooled there as this ball's hammered out to deep right field. And that one is gone on a 2-strike count with 2 away in the inning. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field, his 2nd of the game. As they pile on, it's now 6-0.
Well, he's obviously very comfortable in the spotlight here. In the postseason, everything is amplified. Runs mean more, and every pitch counts, especially when you make a mistake as bad as this one. Missed his location, and he takes it out of here in a heartbeat.
Stepping in now, Will Smith. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 swinging just out in front of the slider.
Yeah, guys, he's got so much respect for this guy's fastball. You could tell he was out.
Threw it right past him. A swing and a miss at the gas, and that ends the inning. But the Dodgers strike for 3, all courtesy of the 3-run home run. Through 5 innings, it's the Dodgers 6 and the Yankees nothing. Mike Tuchman will grab a bat and lead things off here in the top of the 6th. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Now here's the pitch. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out. Didn't mess around much in that at-bat, Dan.
No, that was pretty impressive, Matt. I really like a pitcher that trusts and works off his fastball. And right there, he decided he didn't need to use anything else. 3 straight heaters and go grab some bench.
Here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Now a fastball that's taken close that time, but it's 1-1. 1-2 to DJ LeMahieu.
Although he doesn't use that pitch too much, if he's able to steal some strikes early in the count, could be something they have to think about.
Got him. And that's 8 strikeouts now for him in the ball game.
That's back-to-back punch-outs, and he's really starting to rack them up now, guys. I've got 8 strikeouts in my scorebook for him now, so he's got good stuff.
So now to the plate, Aaron Hicks. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Gone! So a solo shot here to left center field. His second home run of the series, and they're on the board. It's 6-1.
Yeah, they have everything to lose in this game, but it's obvious they have zero quitting them. They're going to battle until the last out, and with that homer, they're that much closer to prolonging the series.
To the plate now, Gleyber Torres. Yes, he'll take a look at ball 1. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. Grounder down the line at third, but a foul ball, 1-1. Now a curveball misses inside. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Lifted down the line in left. Benintendi in pursuit, but he can't get there. That's down for a base hit. So 2-out success means that Aaron Judge gets to swing it here.
Hey, not a bad way to start the nightcap. 3 at-bats, 3 base hits, D-Row.
Yeah, the pressure falls off you after you go 1 for 1. 2 for 2, all smiles. 3 for 3, get the party started.
Here's big Aaron Judge. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. It was a walk in his last trip. From the belt, kicks and deals, and it's fouled away. Here's Kershaw's 0-2 offering.
Well, obviously somebody was hooting with the Owls last night. This entire roster, they've showed up for the first game of this road trip and are getting absolutely boat raced.
The next 0-2.
Count 1 and 2.
Swing and a high fly ball out to left field. Benintendi retreats to the track, and he'll put this one away. So a sigh of relief as the side is retired. The Yankees answer right back on the solo home run. Bottom of the 6th is straight ahead. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Yankees 1. Clark Schmidt enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and next will be the imposing power bat, Max Muncy.
Max Muncy.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Double-barreled action in the Yankee bullpen now. A lefty and a right-hander start to get loose. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Turned on, but it's wide at first and foul. That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Got him. And he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time. What's your take on all the strikeouts we see in the game today, Dan? That was his 3rd tonight, and it seems we're seeing that a lot more these days.
Yeah, Matt, there's been a real change in philosophy as far as hitting in baseball today. A lot of guys think now that an out is an out. A strikeout is just as good as a regular out, but we're seeing strikeouts at an alarming rate in baseball right now.
At the plate now, Edwin Rios. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And this one's too far inside, ball 2. Look out. All over the place now. 3-0.
Most good pitchers know that they have to work inside and sometimes even come off the plate to keep hitters from getting comfortable up there. I think that was part of the intent with that last pitch.
That one's in there. 3-1.
Stealing that strike on 3-0 was important, but you don't want to miss over the heart of the plate in this situation. I got to believe he's going to be way more aggressive right here.
Ani bailed him out with a swing. 3-2 now.
He was able to sneak that fastball by him on 3-1, so now we've got a battle on our hands.
Count still full. 3-2. Now the payoff pitch home. Grounded back up the middle, and that'll find its way into center field for a 1-out hit.
It's a grinder, AB. 3-2 changeup, and he's able to stay back and drive it for a base hit. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat.
Here's Corey Seager as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Outside at 94, 1 ball and 1 strike. runners off for second. 1-2 now as that one's fouled off. From the belt, the pitch. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Rios, a runner at first with one gone in the inning. In the dirt here. And boy, didn't quite know what to do on that one, but he's lucky to barely get back at first. Ball 3. 3-2 now.
Not a bad time right here to put that runner in motion. 3-2 count. You send the runner, and if it's a bad pitch, it's ball 4.
Now the payoff pitch home. And a fastball misses there, ball 4.
The pitcher, number 22.
So next to bat will be Clayton Kershaw. And he may instead be asked to bunt. We'll see how they approach the situation with one away. First pitch of the AB on its way. Showing bunt here, but he takes ball 1.
It's a great job right there to pull that one back, make the count 1-0, and get this defense on its heels a little bit. The number one thing, if you're going to be a good bunter, you have to get strikes.
From the belt, kicks and deals.
2-0.
And this guy can hit a little bit too, so you just can't lay one in there 2-0.
From the belt, kicks and deals. And no take on 2-0. He's still squaring, and he gets it down. And you can't ask for much more out of a pitcher than that. The sacrifice works to perfection. Next up, David Fletcher. He hits here in a spot where he might be able to put this one out of reach.
Yeah, Matt, down 5. Another run across here could very well put the nail in the coffin. Mentally, they might still feel like they've got a shot if they could get out of this jam, though.
First delivery to him. Grounded down the third baseline. Oh, what a stop to first. Hey now. They call it the hot corner for a reason, and this is a beauty to take us to break. More from Game 6 after this message and a word from our local stations. Seventh inning ready to roll, and next it'll be the outfielder, Giancarlo Stanton. First offering. Oh, and he just blows the fastball by him for strike 1. Some action in the Dodger bullpen now as it appears they have both a lefty and a right-hander up and throwing. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
This is why the manager pencils these guys in the middle of the order. Big spot. Time for them to get back in this game with a couple quality ABs.
And he struck out again. That's the third time he's gone down on strikes in this one.
No hitter is ever going to feel good about taking the hat trick with 3 strikeouts in a game, but I will say he's not the first guy to have a terrible game against my man on the mound. And you know what? He won't be the last. We all know he's one of the best in the business for a reason.
At the plate, Luke Voigt. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. The 1-0. High in the air down the right field line. Betts on the run, but this will wind up being a foul ball. The 1-1 home. Hit hard up the middle, and that'll get on through into center, and he's got himself a 1-out hit.
Hey, they say in this game you better have a short memory. Well, that's obviously the case with this batter. He came into that third at-bat after getting his ticket punched twice and was able to get a single.
Into the box now, Gio Urshela. Swinging a ball hit high in the air, deep down the left field line. This has plenty of carry, but he will haul this in on the run as he had to go back to the warning track to do it, and there are 2 away. Next, it'll be Gary Sanchez. 0 for 2 for him to this point. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
1-0.
That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate and drive out of the ballpark.
The 1-0 home. Misses, ball 2. The 2-0 on the way.
That's ball 3.
Four-seam heater right down the middle. I would have thought he popped a clutch on that pitch.
Voit is off at first with 2 away. And he will strike him out. 10 now in the ball game, and the inning is over. 1 left for the Yankees. They trail 6-1. Last half of the 7th here, and with it brings the left-handed swinging Andrew Benintendi. First pitch of the AB now. Watches a fastball right there for strike 1. Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. And there's ball 2 now. Left center, base hit.
He got the pitch he wanted, and he didn't miss it right there. Hammer job.
The right fielder, Mookie Betts.
Stepping in once again is Mookie Betts. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. From the stretch. Now this is up and in, and I don't think he likes that location much. It's ball 1.
When in doubt, take a step off the mound, grab the rosin bag, and take a deep breath. After a leadoff single, now you almost drilled the guy with the next pitch. You have to find a way to rely on your mechanics.
The 1-0. There's a changeup offered at and missed.
1-1.
That's the perfect pitch after you've just brushed a guy back. The hitter probably isn't sitting up there thinking you're going to flip something soft up there.
Ball that time.
And this one's up around the eyes, 2-1. And that's ball 3 now as it just misses below the zone.
Well, it's a pretty well-known fact that your batting average goes up as you get into more favorable hitters counts, and that's especially true when we're talking about this kind of hitter. Not a great spot to be in if you're the pitcher.
And he turns this one around high and deep to center field.
He settles under it and makes the catch in the deepest confine of the ballpark.
Cody Bellinger to the plate again and looking for home run number 3 in the ball game. His second coming back in the 5th. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. The 1-0. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. That's a foul ball off to the left, and it moves to 1-2. Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball. The 3-2 pitch. And this misses here for ball 4. Just the second walk he's issued here into his 7th inning of work.
Now batting, catcher.
Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Zach Britton will come on to pitch now as he'll move into the 8th spot in the lineup on the double switch here. Kyle Higashioka is into the ball game as well as he'll slide into the pitcher's spot, hitting 9th now on the double switch. Striding in is Will Smith. He went down on strikes last time up.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
He's set and the pitch. Trying to work that slider to the outer half, but it misses 1-0. Hit out towards second. LeMahieu towards second. He's got it. On to first. And talk about doing the job out of the bullpen. 1 batter, 2 outs, and the inning is over. Fine work there out of the Yankee bullpen. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. Dodgers lead this one 6-1. Brusdar Graterol has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. And stepping in, Kyle Higashioka. And he's getting his first plate appearance here in the 8th after entering off the bench just a little bit ago. And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1.
Hey, there's an old saying in baseball, you need to take a strike in this spot. Well, he got one there. Now he just needs to find a way to get on.
Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Bouncer up the middle. Scooped up. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8. Final line there for the Dodgers starting pitcher, and he really delivered a fantastic postseason performance.
Matty V, really a solid performance. 7 strong innings pitched, in line for the win. Needs some help for the bullpen to close this one out.
And that sends DJ LeMahieu into the box. Yes, he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Looks at a sinker there that drops in 1-1.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
1 run, 6 hits, and no errors for the Yankees so far.
2 balls and a strike now to the Yankees leadoff man.
And now some action in that Dodger bullpen as a left-hander has begun to get loose.
On a good pitch there, had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2-2 now.
Ugh, is that ugly? You could probably throw anything out there to this guy. He'd swing at the rosin bag if you throw it up there.
Lifted down the line in left. And that will end up a foul ball.
Ah, man, just a hair early on that one and just pulled it foul. He's going to have to find a way to refocus. Not easy to continue an AB after you just went deep foul.
The 2-2 one more time. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Fouled away. Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one. Skied into straightaway right. On the move is Betts. He tracks it down and makes the play to record the second out. Next to stand in is Aaron Hicks. 2 away here in the 8th, and time's running out on him, Danny.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of outs left to work with, so it's time for someone to make something happen if they're going to get back into this thing.
First pitch of the AB now. Swing and a miss on the slider, 0-1.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a 4th time. I'd be looking heated.
1-1 the count now. Swings through it for strike number 2. 2 out, nobody on. Hard hit towards center. Bellinger finds some space out there for the catch to retire the side. So the Yanks go 1-2-3. The lead remains 5. It's 6-1. Justin Wilson is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. And now in the box, Max Muncy. He'll lead it off for the boys in blue here in the 8th at Dodger Stadium.
Max Muncy.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul.
He's going to be thinking about that pitch all night if he doesn't have a big game right here. Pulled his front shoulder and everything went with it.
Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-2. Good plate discipline to lay off the slider that time, and he draws even at 2-2.
Hey, that's a nice take by the batter right there, but that's a non-competitive off-speed pitch. Got to do better to at least entice a swing.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. And he'll strike out here yet again, as it's been a ball game to forget thus far. 4 strikeouts.
That's what you call clipping the outside corner. Great movement on that slider, and it completely locked up the hitter. Didn't fool the umpire, though.
In now, Edwin Rios, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. Singled last time up. Down the third baseline. Fouled off. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this
Now
inning.
batting,
That's back-to-back Ks, and he's
Torres.
making it look pretty easy. This has the
Seager.
makings of a good outing so far.
Here's Corey Seager as he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. No hits to this point. Here's the 1-0. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. Two balls and a strike to count. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Corey Seager. And he missed with this one up around the noggin. Now it's full. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He got him. Dodgers down in order. They hold on to their 6-1 lead. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Victor Gonzalez will come on to pitch now as he'll move into the 8th spot in the lineup on the double switch here. Gavin Lux will also come on now as he'll move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch.
The third baseman, Torres.
First pitch of the AB now. Gleyber Torres is in to start things off as he looks at a ball to start the inning. 1-0.
Boy, that's one of the toughest pitches to lay off. A hard breaking ball at the back foot. Tough take on a terrific pitch.
And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd. Foul. And he fouls this one off. Here's another 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th.
The right fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
Striding forward now, the Yankee cleanup hitter, Aaron Judge, flew out last time up. Now here's the first offering. Hit hard on the ground to short. Reined in. On the first in time, and the Yankees are down to their final out now. So the next to bat will be Giancarlo Stanton. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. And in line for the victory is Clayton Kershaw should the lead hold. Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out. 2 out, nobody on. And this will be a called strike 2. In trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight. Last chance for the Yankees. Hit softly on the ground to third. He's got it. Throw on to first is going to be in time for the final out, and the Dodgers have come home and gotten the victory they needed. It'll set up Game 7 tomorrow for all the marbles as this one is over.
It's always nice to give your fans at home something to cheer about, and they definitely did that right here, coming through with a big win at home.
One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. And tonight's comes to a conclusion, 6-1 the final. The Los Angeles Dodgers even the series at 3 and force a World Series Game 7. Clayton Kershaw takes home the win. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.
Here now is our final line score tonight. First